Hey, hello there. Continue today. My Capelobo. It's this fungi here. I made a few concepts of him in sketches. I ended up going with the more heavy version of him and adapting this one that I was doing with the more skinny one, creepy skinny one. This Capelobo, it's a Brazilian legend, and it's tamanduá here, but it's theater, if I'm not mistaken. That's how you say it in English. So he's kind of a werewolf, but he is based on this cute guy here. So this adorable fella with really big tongue who eat bugs. So this version, he eats bugs, small insects. He has a bit of human form with horse feet, and he sometimes eats people brains, but it's not his main dish. It's more like it's what's happened sometimes. He has some fun claws that he used to dig. And I'm going to refine a bit more this drawing, but also I may add some color first. Well, offline I did some organization here. I did like the hand here that it's inside the hole where a bunch of food of him will be. His tongue separate because it's gonna be over the hole, and the hole is next here. As you can see, I didn't cut everything just fantastic here. But there we go. Always good to check. And we have him. So sometimes for work they do ask to everything that is separate like this, and for the start of the paint at least it's nice to have things separate. I noticed that here it's this part here is not super. Yes, now it doesn't make a difference when I blink the background. Okay. One thing that I want to already fix, it's him. He's middle of the road in level range, but I also don't want his fur to go all the way to white. That's more of a sketch thing. I don't think it even was like here, but I want his silhouette to be, he gonna be very shaggy and furry. So really intense fur would be just on some points we can go close to white, but most of it can be a gray. Would be fine and would help to see all his silhouette rather than be a really blowout scene. We would have here some glow, some bloom, the light, but not major. And I think same thing on here. I did like this light here, but we don't need to go all the way. So I'm gonna do some quick adjustments. Here can be even less, just to have an idea. I will have to contrast this with the background, some points. I can make some parts have a little bit more of light. But yeah, like here we have enough grace to make this part of the trees that I'm hinting here. This is some trees. Can cover like this and we have a silhouette again. That's great. It's not so difficult to see. I'm gonna Stan can have some more white, but just to be just kinda here. Oh, the part wouldn't have that much because it will guide us downwards. It's okay if you have a little bit more contrast, and it's a big part of him. He has a big tongue that should be clear. I may put more shadows here so the hand doesn't show, but maybe I will build this very slowly, go hiding, and maybe one finger will be more obvious than the others. I will slowly build on that. So like if I'm going to flat a little bit the colors here, it's going to be somewhat more saturated. Mainly this part here is going to be, but here I'll put just color for now. And it is freaking too much. Well, it hides a little better, but that's also changed the value, and I don't want to change the value. Okay. Yeah, it's kind of a mess. I'm gonna do this first, and then I'm going to add more color. So here, another one. It'll be a bit more to the orange, but more desaturated. And I will try to do both at the same time here. Okay. Color, please. Thank you. And some green. And probably the sky should be the bluish, like this. Yeah, it's just, I think I went all the way white. Nope. It has a bit of color. Plop. Okay, I just have to put the rest, the trees. So this earth is kind of reddish because it's kind of, there's gonna be a lot of ants, so maybe he dig a hole with where there was close place to a nest, and that's where he stored them. Easily here would be more saturated, while here less. The light, since I'm going to have mostly blue light coming from the sky rather than directing from the sun. I may make warm lights. I could. Why can't I have good things? Here's just the tongue. The tongue. Amazingly, it's going to be red and can be really saturated. It's just going to be really dark. And more color. Okay, we're going to really make this like we have this red. And here we are just going to make it more cold. So we go from warm to cold. The hand, I don't know if I'm gonna keep it so saturated, but it's going to be more this cold section. And let's see. If I'm going to have warm lights, then here let's make this sky. There's more warm light coming from it. Can blend a little bit on some parts with the green. And here, more in the border, and it could be more bluish. Just a little bit. Okay, yeah, it's not really white. Maybe the only thing that will cut close to white will be here in the tongue. Everything my desire. Or maybe here. I don't know. Just don't want it to get super centered. I could have one little shine here too, but I'll see later. And this guy, let's get some overlay. So I want to have some spots all be kind of more light. And here close, just in this passage is going to be close to the warm light going to be more warm here because blood. Here going to have a hint of this color. Let me get some what happened? Oh, okay. There was already a layer here. Can have a little hint here on his back, just smaller ones. Here we can just to break a little the too smooth gradients that there is. Here also we get to this point of dark, and here should be kinda that or more. Just don't look too odd. And we can work more on these trees as we go. You can put a little more. The silhouette doesn't look so blended. Probably a lot more small holes in the tree and leaves here, so just gonna hint. Yes, there should be some kind of connection, it's more light. Here, if I'm going to have this heavy, let be a little more heavy here. Okay. Okay, I'm just going to put some brush here on this guy now. I do want to make his claw better. So it should be close. I put one here, but I think for the sake of it be more visible, I will just put one here. It's going to be really small. Yeah, I was going to do some 3D for this one, but I think wouldn't win so much by doing it. I'm just gonna paint, and later I'll see if there is something to texture and whatnot. I'll go back and do it. Three. I'm not gonna make it as small as it is, but so it's kind of visible. But they really have little ones. Probably can't do this movement. Space them out so much. But this is human one splash and theater, so I will make it a little bit more. This guy here, this one's more in shadow. Let me see all the silhouette that I already draw here. And well, I will have to flatten here, so let me save again. Saving file. Yay. So I'm going to merge these guys. Because I'm a scary person, I duplicate the layer just in case. Yeah, here is going to be just like this. This fur that it's gonna look pretty if I brush it later. But this, the claw, is gonna be something like this. Doesn't need to have this light. You're probably gonna even have this. Yeah, and these furs also, like here probably they will be in this direction, not like I did very little, but it's more like this. I was afraid to like it going to mess with the silhouette of the claws, but I will just make it end a little bit earlier, which would not be true, but just for the sake it's not becomes a visually mess. Like, let's kind of go here. So yeah, also like I did this empty space here. Because he's looking down this hole, so he's, if his fur has this weight, it will move a little bit. I mean, if it's dirty, it's not gonna super move, but just a little bit. I will rework a lot the fur, so it's actually look like a fur. Since he's the subject, I'm not gonna do so simple. This part is the dark one. Here I have two light fur. It doesn't need to be this light. This one also gonna be around this level. It was getting too close to this border here and doesn't make any sense. And doesn't need to. So yeah, more dark fur. Close to his eyes. Oh yeah, gonna be actually like this. I don't need to have this. It's creepier if it's kind of a little beer here. And I can do hints here as I go. Just as some part that would be like his body and this is arm. Doesn't need to be super visible, it's not important, but just like some parts here have more light can be fun. So here we can work a little bit. It's always gonna be a little bit more warm because of the leaves. I'm probably gonna move more to the warm color than the cool color. So to make some shadow lights, the light part will still be a little warmer. Here is more skin, so it will be even more warm. Nice for the reddish. Here close will be more cold out of the lights. So you would have very little sparkles from already trees. That the skylight is passing through. And we could have even some going here. Because it's so easy for it to look good. So I'm trying to like it's not a problem if it doesn't look super menacing. Because it's like, oh, this thing, don't know if it's too bad, and there is a hand there, which normally is not good. For the legend's sake, he normally isn't necessarily dangerous. Just if you leave him alone, he's normally fine in most of the versions. I guess as long as you look dirty, it's interesting. And that I can really push more with textures if I need to. Then it will be more. Slight part can be pushed down. Here, the fur wouldn't go down. I don't think so. So this fur is kind of all too uniform. So change a little bit. Also here, like make some big ones. And here we have pretty much a white one here. No. And I don't think I even did this, like some hints of color here. Not just letting this go. Mm, who has this line? It's you. No, no, no. So here I'm gonna to make it much more warmer. I don't think I can make much lighter, much darker. I mean, without it disappearing. Let me see. Yeah, that seems okay. And have my typical horse division on his feet. As this one doesn't have, but, you know. And really showing more. Like this. I'll blend a little more with the earth later, since it's so close. Maybe I don't need this division. Just gonna later on do some dents. Well, make more dents later. Hey there. Hey there, Lord. So yeah, this it I think I'll leave for now, but let's make some more here. With some volume. Yeah, I think this whole sky is gonna end up being a little bit more warm since we have warm here. It's getting a little distracting. Doesn't need to completely vanish with the warm, but with the cool, I mean, but a little bit warmer. Yeah, uh, I would probably change more later. I'll see if I can keep. I'll keep the contrast that I have on the down part. And I do have everything was in layers here, so here also get more of this color. I still hear a little too light. Gonna start to flatten this because they are starting to get too many layers. Merge, merge. Yeah, this end also has a little bit of bad cropped here. I'm gonna put more some wounds earth here because it's buried. And yeah, it's a little too flat. Why is oh, okay? It's because I need to flat this too much. And gonna put some ants. Uh, I'm gonna do a little bit of the dirt, I think now. I did make this guy a little bit here. This ant, poor ant, completely went away. I did not get reference to ant because at least this one I will want to do something a little better. That will have more things. There's gonna be some others here to show that this is an ant hole. And it did disappear some of the roots I have done here. So I'm gonna do some roots again. All these guys. Okay, now I got a little too eager here. Go back here. I did in the wrong layer. I do normally the end flatten everything, so I was a bit hasty there. I'm gonna break here a bit also, like not letting them all be the same size. Can have some really big ones. Yeah, don't touch each other. Yeah. Oh, this reddish, we could get some of that here. I think I will do a few overlay. And he has this funny paws. The older ones is not so red. This does look like a puppy. But this wouldn't have that much color difference. It's not even red that I'm doing here. It's more of orange, but probably would be more muted. Other one. And I'm going to do overlay for some more cool. Where is this brush? We have some more cool tones. And again, a little bit more of the warm. Just to just toss some color variation. Huh. The details I did here vanish or probably flatten something that I should not. Oh well. And let's merge again. This is the vibrant. Yes, the vibrant one. So trying to follow some lines I already have, so it has a bit more volume. I'm gonna create a little more holes. Here we could use some more. Like this should be, yeah, more dense. They can be like some for under, but they would have to be very small. And here, now that we have kind of a colors here, can actually put intentional colors. And this small one has this thing. So I'm going to go in that possible direction because that's seems more fine, more visible than just a bunch of little points that's gonna be so small that we will never see. Holds, holds, holds. So here, like, I don't know if I'm gonna go now, but it's pretty fun. Like do hairs on hairs, and then you do the small ones, and then the small ones. If he was something small in illustration, probably wouldn't need that, but since he is like the main topic, I like to work a lot on the fur. Then we can make some dark for some really pop. Maybe pass. Probably break more, at least some big ones later, just to not look like he has the most beautiful fur. Look more shaggy. Also some overlay to like break the colors a bit and look like he's dirty. But this one will really have like some big strands of hair. Like his hair should be have more breaks. And I can use some of the cool colors for some of them. Maybe the ones behind. And we'll do that for all this guy too. Here, probably gonna be difference, the texture. It does have fur here, but it's like very small one. It's very short, but we can then like pass like something like this. And make really the divisions of things like more. But for the fun of this, be more market treated more like skin can be fun. Ah, thanks. Yeah, he has a little bit of glow, which would probably be from the trees that we are out of the scene. And I put some hair on top to look a little bit more shaggy. This right here is too flat. And doesn't need to be this dark, but yeah, here probably like there is this lighter strand that's kind of like this strand that they have. I'm gonna let it go to the a little bit here because it would really make it a little bit more strong, it it's a little more obvious. uh, I wasn't able to see too much from afar. Shaggy, and I will be right back. Just need a second. Yeah, be right back. Okay, I'm back. Oh, boop. A little bit more. Skin-like details. Some more skinny here. Or just gonna make something up. I think I'm gonna make something up. Kinda. This one's adorable. Normally I have. This one is more looking at us. I think I need to use the other brush here. It's going to create too much color. here and here his mouth. Yeah, it should be much more round. I remember one image that I see better is muscles of the face. But I guess I must have Googled it and very clever didn't save it. So like these things are not completely made up. They like he has this. I just will double check later. I think his mouth for all purpose like kinda disappear is fine. It would be better if it went more like this. And there's a little gray here. Shoe. Yeah, there's still some grays. Here when it starts to not be skin anymore, at best like at the light like this, make a transition because it's more this heavy fur. And the fur that would be up would be more cracked. Uh, here is a bit too hard on the shadows of this fur that is also gonna be kind of the same color. Doesn't need to be. Can work on it. Yeah, he's look much more dirty now, but he still will look much more. Oh, go back. Yeah, bit more two-dimensional here to this leg. While we see like very little of it. And choice falls into darkness. Why am I not grabbing the right color? Okay, now it did. Okay, I'll try to go now from top to bottom. Yeah. I should go bottom up. I mean, I should just harder to think like that. As then I can do this one. It's okay to pass over. Even should do read some dark ones. Not much problem. Have some just light, but if you have some dark ones and you pass over with light, it's the dark ones becomes kind of a shadow. So like he have very heavy fur. So some should have shadows, even if it's just a small uh, impression. Sometimes can help give that effect. Break this one because it's look like ooh, such a long fur that looks too pretty. So I'm gonna break it some. Okay. Yeah, we have this one with lights, but I can do like this and then light up some parts. Don't necessarily need to do the light ones now. There is a bunch with low resolution still because I doing on top of a small sketch. smaller ones. Some that just get a little bit of light. This one is too huge. Okay, we have like some, let's see, I have some yellow for coming here. Okay. Get a little more volume here. So this nose should be smaller. Nose mouth. Here. And let me see, like here, the point. So the best I could do is like this, because it would be like little mouth. I don't know if this needs to show. I can easily just move the tongue a little bit, and it would be like that doesn't exist. And it's still in okay pose, because here I have this reddish, but can blend. And instead of doing a texture, do like mods lines here, because it's in motion. Let me see if I'm forgetting anything that I actually did. I just bended a lot. It's big furry. Yeah, there won't be any tail. That's unfortunate. This guys here, like I put some roots getting out, it's not helping. I could at best do like this. Uh-oh. I was actually painting with Stonsky, with his stone on the on this layer. No, no, no. Yeah, it can have some roots here. I'll work more on these roots. Uh, so here I was going to make it like more dark here around the hands. Is the idea is we look at him, which is still this will go here, this light part. So it's not really done, but I kind of I'm going a little too much on him, not so much on everything else. But yeah, the idea was to maybe get some part of the hands, or maybe I will even change a little bit the pose of this hand here. That's buried in his foot pit. I could also add some animal bones here, not sure. Could even be like some hints here. So that's also why I diminish a bit the red on the side here, but I can still do a little more, I think. So like things still point at the hand. I do want people to see the hand. I just don't want them to see first. Oh, I did some layer. Okay. Well, I didn't really paint this hand yet. Like, yeah, this here actually will probably need to be bigger because of this hair. The hair now it's very, it's still not the same, but it's getting close. I could tone it down a little bit so it's not so close to white near the eye. Now should add more volume to him. I normally always do another overlay layer, and sometimes I use the color of the thing, of the light, and do one more volume before the final pass, so he really pumps and get it a bit more visible. Just going to do a little bit of here. Like one finger is okay to do. Maybe it will be the pointy finger here, and the rest be a little more buried. Yeah, I have one. I can just blend the light here. This part just really asks for some texture. I think will help a lot here. To help bring more something more near this. Or else I'm going to doing a lot of little things all day. It certainly can be more reddish, I think. To look like more it's a place of ants. Just a little bit. Can go slowly. And here can be more orange. Then I can start to ramp him. When I put overlay, probably going to ramp his color too, a little bit. These are some parts. That's gonna help when I try to make him more dirty with color. I still here is his first two even. I'm going to yes. Something goes down, something goes up here, just to mark. And I will know that I have to make this better. Yes. Block a little bit. Okay. Okay. Is this working? Yes. Okay. Oh, this orange here is better. We're just gonna block some paths, some pathing. The shadow can be still more warm and it goes more cold as it goes down. Also cool if there is like some shadow here to diminish a little bit of the strength of the tongue. It will have to have more transition because it's not such hard as I'm doing some here. It's much more round sand and it's more sand than earth. It needs more transition. Much more. Everything's gonna be round. Okay. So mainly on here, I'm adding much a slow transition and trying to keep like more rounded. I will take care more of the edges after. Yeah, here you can just flat. So he's kind of his shadow, and then this would be where his shadows gotta end, come from the side. So he's really in direction here. Yay. I establish a little bit that this is actually too much red here. Or not. I could add this red. It is very reddish. I just had one of this, not pile like this, a little one like this in my garden. They do get very red. Yeah, I probably not gonna be as, would be just from the leaves. So I'm not going to continue to saturate too much. There's like some hints of wood here, which is nice. I can add two here, some parts, for me to continue as I go. You already have here, but I can make more. And really, like, finish line, get really close to these guys and make uh, make the box. Yeah. Not right now, but yes, idea that we will actually work on. Yeah, we have to erase and I'll have to flatten here to do this right. Yeah, we'll test if I can get some nice texture with some brushes, or I will, oh, don't do this. I will actually texture with photo, but maybe I can do with some. I know I can do it this way. Gonna look this part really painted, which I like, but maybe a little different than the other ones I'm doing. Like I'm doing a whole series of Brazilian legends. One, two, they finish somewhat similar. Even though I do have one or two that are more painted and the other are 3D photo bashed and painted. Yeah, this one and this brush also have a lot of variation. Like this, they have this hue change. So when you pass it, look like it's more textured than it actually is. It's nice for some details and color vibration. Gonna increase here because it was like 2 floors here and it was too close. It's kind of boring. So better now. There are gonna be a lot of little floors on each of this part. So it has this here and then there is the small ones. So to resemble better. And also here it could be connect these two. Always nice to connect and create silhouette because they then become one thing. I think it's a little nicer. Also here's too much contrast. I don't want to become a hole here. Just a little bit more precise to paint because of this trunk. But I don't want to leave like the contrast can be just from this little bark to the sand, not the sand on the sand. That makes sense. I will cut better here later. Okay, we like it here. Just one little here. Yeah. And I think I will stop here for now. I have to feed my people here. I plan to be back tomorrow for drawing. Today, if I come back, will be for something completely different. But yeah, I done kind of the color for the most part. I always change a little bit in the end, but it's kind of organized now, much better. Hey, thank you, Rob Bonus. Well, yeah, thanks everybody who watch now or in the future. And I will be back to do more rendering on this, and I will see if I up texture or not. So thank you, and till next time.